Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies. Welcome back to not War Thunder. So my voice is going to sound a little bit different today, and you're going to hear some god-awful noises coming from my face region, and that's because I have a cold. I think it's almost a little bit like pneumonia. Anyway, I'll be okay. It's nice getting back in touch with all of you in another video. I've been very sick over the past few days, and my fun and exciting gut problems have kicked up at the same time, so I'm just feeling 100%. But this is going to be some atypical, that means not typical, Ace Combat 7 gameplay footage. And yet, I'm going to be making the case for why you should grind out the first mission again and 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 again. So first off, why grind out the first mission over and over again? It's super easy. It is fast. It's definitely one of the few missions in Ace Combat that can be completed in around 5 minutes. It has reasonably good rewards, again, for a mission that can be completed in around 5 minutes. And at the same time, it really covers all the bases for building your basic skills in the game. Now, I'm not someone who plays a lot of Ace Combat. The game is legendary, even among the War Thunder player community. No doubt helped by, what's his name? The guy who makes those awesome videos like once every 4 months. I can't remember his name right now. But he has a really cool artistic motif going on too. And he makes Ace Combat mods for the game of War Thunder. I think he's working on a few user aircraft. Anyway, I'm sure I'll remember his name tomorrow. So, getting back to Baron? No, anyway. Getting back to talking about Ace Combat 7. This is my first time playing the game. At least I have about 6 hours into the game by this time, and it's a lot of fun. You definitely don't feel as much like you're actually flying an airplane than you do in War Thunder, but as far as an arcade style, for funsies, meme aircraft game, it's got it going on. It's sort of modern and a little bit fantasy aircraft in the world of anime, and the story is just kind of ridiculous. It sort of feels like you're playing an episode of Gundam or something, but you know, whatever. I'm sure people know a lot more about the story of these games than I do, but it seems pretty generic in terms of Japanese milsim light arcade style video game. I think are we resisting the restoration of the monarchy? I think we became a criminal somehow. Anyway, the last few days have been a haze, but this game has been a lot of fun for me. I might be going off on a tangent a little bit. So this is the, what is this, the F-14D, which is your fairly standard overwhelm the enemy with superior firepower kind of fighter in the game. You'll notice that we've been using our special weapon quite a bit, the 8 lock-on missile system. I think because he says Fox 3 when he's firing them. These are radar-guided missiles, if I'm not mistaken, and they can track enemies for longer distances than your standard missile in the game, which is capable of targeting anything, but I think the regular lock-on range is like 2 kilometers, which is pretty much it's close enough to point blank in this game, as you can see, that you really you have to do. Sorry, my brain's a little bit fried today. I've been sleeping a lot, I've not been resting well, and I probably shouldn't be making a video, but whatever. I wanted to talk about Ace Combat 7, so here we are talking about Ace Combat 7. We've, there we go, 5 minutes. So this is a very fast mission. So what am I doing with repeating this mission over and over again? Do I just want to unlock more powerful aircraft so that the game is easier? Well, that wouldn't hurt, because I did make my way through The Long Day, which for those of you that have played this game, you know what I'm talking about. It's a long day beating that mission. In any event, if the little cutscenes in the game where people are talking over the radio about stuff that I don't really care all that much about, I know, blasphemy, but this mission could be about twice as fast without the exposition, but it's part of the game, so I understand. Excuse me, I got some phlegm in my throat. So another aspect of playing this mission over and over and over again that I've really benefited from is that I don't generally play a game like this with my controller. I have a USB controller that's basically the same thing as a PS3 controller, except it's a wired USB. I prefer wired controllers just because they are more responsive. It is a Logitech controller. It's quite good. I like it. But I'm no good with it. And there are still just enough controls required to play Ace Combat successfully that a controller just doesn't quite have enough buttons to function well. So between my inexperience with a twin stick controller and just getting used to the controls, which matters quite a bit in Ace Combat, especially when it comes to switching targets, switching weapons, and then sending things, it really helps to not just have a head knowledge of the controls for this game, but to have button combinations just worked into your muscle memory. So repetition is the only teacher for muscle memory, and thus, as someone who's practiced the martial arts quite a bit, and also things like fighting games, these really benefit from just repetition, repetition, repetition. And because I'm getting some nice in-game currency to unlock new vehicles and weapons for the game, that makes it all the better. I hope you are enjoying watching this, and again, this is just a way of sort of sharing my day with you. This is what I've been up to, and it really helps because, as I mentioned, I'm very sick. My brain is not functioning well, as you may have gathered from the commentary. I'm sort of like half asleep the whole time, and I'm not like medicating my cold at all, but my brain is still super foggy. So playing Ace Combat 7 on easy mode again and again and again is just really pleasant for me during these times. And it feels like I can sort of get through my day and be a zombie and just be okay with that. And one of the things, if you're not familiar with Ace Combat 7, this is a pretty good looking game. One thing I wish was different about the game is that there's a lot of oversaturation of some of the lighting effects, but I understand stylistically why they do that. And can we just agree that these clouds that render perfectly fine on a PS4 look 4 times as sexy as the War Thunder clouds? Can we agree on that? Watch us fly into a cloud. Another thing, when you fly into a cloud bank, moisture condenses on your screen and the music goes muffled. Very, very nice, subtle, immersive effects. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Ace Combat 7 as a new player is the immersion. The constant radio chatter. This is not a military sim game. This is Gundam. It's really what it is. It's Macross in the sky, okay? Which is not a bad thing. I'm a huge fan of Gundam games, just so you guys know. And I am one of the people that has definitely mourned the loss of the giant robot industry in Japan. It's definitely seen its heyday in the 80s and the 90s, and it's Japan has sort of moved on from Giant Robo, which, that's okay. Everything has to die or it gets very stale. It's just the way of things. And this game gives me a lot of ideas for the game that I'm designing in my head. I have a channel on my Discord called War Thunder 2 Design Bureau. Now, obviously, nobody's designing War Thunder 2. It's just sort of a meme name for the channel. But I would like to hear your thoughts on how you would design your combat vehicle game. And it could be anything from anthropomorphic tank girls to the next War Thunder. What kind of features would you have in your game? How would you overcome some of the obstacles that you see in games that you face? How would you monetize your game? What games would you look to as an example? All those things I'm interested in hearing, because I've been how do I put this? I've been entertaining this idea in my head as sort of a game to put my subconscious to use, because I'm always subconsciously working on something. And I've been designing my favorite video game in my head for the past few months. And it's been really fun because I watch a lot of videos on game design, and there's these game designer conferences that they post the talks on YouTube, and some of those are really just informative and neat, getting a look into the industry. And at the same time, it brings these game designers down to a level where you're like, I understand why they made the decisions that they did. And I feel like for a lot of these design concepts, you don't have to have this in-depth knowledge of programming. You don't have to learn to code. Am I limiting the distribution of my video now? What is it? I'm gonna get banned from Snapchat. Anyway, excuse me, more phlegm. But I kind of feel like it's possible that I might actually design the next War Thunder, not for the world, but the next War Thunder in my life. Maybe my next favorite game that I pour all my passion into will be the game that I design. And wouldn't it be cool? And you're definitely invited to join me in designing my dream game, and I'll talk a lot more about that in the future. But for now, this is just something I'm doing for fun in my mind. But I'm too young to write a novel. I'm too old to play games forever. I know, shut up. I'm just gonna keep doing it. And I really feel like I might be able to create one. It's a dream, okay? It's very ambitious, and it's something I take very lightly right now. But wouldn't it be cool if you were like, you know, I heard this guy talking on YouTube and he had like 1,000 subs. He was nobody. But I joined his Discord and we talked about designing War Thunder 2 Electric Boogaloo. And this is the game that he's actually gotten published now. You know what? If you want to be part of my dream, or if you just want to hang out, there's a link in the description of this video to my Discord, and I'd love to see you there. There's not a lot of reasons to grind out the first mission in Ace Combat 7, but if you're very sick and your brain's not really functioning well, it's therapeutic. If you're looking to grind out progress in the game, it's probably the fastest way. And if you want to get a handle on the controls that goes way beyond just head knowledge of the right buttons to push and takes you into athletic training for finger muscle memory, and also have a safe space liberals, a safe space to practice skills and different ways of playing the game that will again be consistently rewarding and not super challenging. Just a place to practice, almost like a test flight, if you will. Might I recommend the first mission? And then you can just get the meme dialogue worked into your head again and again. Oh, there's that cloud thing going on. Take notes, War Thunder. Ace Combat 7 is a gorgeous game, and it's not processor intensive. I understand that they simulate a lot less things, but the graphics are on point. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.
This is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass.